to the FoodTaku podcast with my amazing co-host Emily. My name is Paul, and today we're going to talk about how Halloween is in the US versus Japan. And I'm actually really curious about this because I see lots of pictures about things that happen primarily in Shinjuku. And I want to hear how, right, you're like, oh my God, don't get started. I want to hear how rowdy this is, right? Because I live in a very small town right now. So the most exciting thing you get is like, you know, the small group of kids who come by and like take the candy straight from the bucket and just don't leave anything.
Yeah.
That's as rowdy as it gets. So do you kind of, I'm curious. I want to hear the stories. Have you gone to Shinjuku during Halloween?
Okay, so if you're ever in Japan for Halloween, first of all, Shinjuku is not as poorly known as Shibuya. Shibuya is where the true tomfoolery happens. Like, if you want to get in trouble on Halloween, if you want to get in a fight, if you want to get drunk, if you want to get if you want to get drugged, you should go to Shibuya. Okay.
Oh, it's like that.
Or the clubs in Roppongi. Well, they'll do that year round. It doesn't have to be Halloween for that kind of activity to happen.
Okay.
But
Yes.
Shibuya is insane because everybody goes out to Shibuya. They shut down the streets because there's so many people there. People are like wandering around. They're all dressed in costume, which is generally speaking not allowed in Japan. This was something that kind of surprised me, and I don't know the exact law around this, but you're not allowed to wear costumes in public. Like, even if you go to a convention, you have to change at the convention, like if you're into cosplay or something like that.
Okay.
So it's not really okay to just walk around in a giant banana suit, but there is...
Of course, the banana suit.
There is one day where people kind of break the law just for a good old time's sake, and that is on Halloween. It is true madness. I have to say, I got here in 2019, so I had one Halloween out in the wild.
Right. Yeah.
And then, you know, with COVID and everything, they pretty much shut a lot of that down. Like, during COVID, they were distinctly trying to stop people from going to Shibuya. They're like, we are shutting everything down. If you're in Shibuya after a certain time, you're going to be in trouble. If you have open alcohol in Shibuya for that day only, you're going to be in trouble. So
on Halloween.
On Halloween. So they tried really hard to not get people to go there. So my really only experiences lie in the Halloween of 2019, where I dressed up and went out and I wouldn't say that I had fun. I think that is, like, anyone that actually has fun in Shibuya on Halloween is definitely has, like, lost all their inhibitions. I enjoyed going around and looking at all the people who were blackout drunk. And I mean, and that's not an exaggeration. Blackout drunk on the streets, just slouched over, like, the plant boxes and stuff because they couldn't make it home. And there's a lot of vomit everywhere. Like, it's really an unholy situation.
So you're out there, right? So drinking culture is a big thing in Japan, right?
Yeah.
And for anyone listening, like, I believe, like, in workplaces, you're supposed to, like, go out after work and have drinks, and it's usually frowned upon if you don't, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still like that or not. So is it just like 10x that during Halloween, where people just lose out on all of their inhibitions and just like, I'm just going all in today?
Yes, and there are different areas
of all the
Japan.
holidays.
Yeah, no, it's Halloween isn't. There's no basis for it in Japanese culture, really. Not really.
Right.
And so it's very much a foreign holiday. And the reason I love Halloween so much is because it doesn't really come with any serious traditions at all. Like, you dress up and you eat candy, and that's pretty much it. There's no foods you have to eat. There's no people you have to see. There's a lot of variety in what you can do for Halloween. And so I think that is doubly true in Japan because there's no basis for it culturally. And so people just go, it's like an excuse to go out and just totally get absolutely wasted. It's kind of like St. Patrick's Day in America.
That is very true. I can see that. I worked at an Irish pub for about a year and a half, and St. Patrick's Day felt like, you know, I know you're celebrating like Irish heritage and stuff like that, but I don't think St. Patrick's Day like an actual holiday on St. Pat. I don't know. But it's supposed to be for Lent.
It's like
right?
I thought it was the day that that St. Patrick ran all of the snakes out of Ireland.
I thought it was. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of like Mardi Gras. Like, isn't Mardi Gras?
Oh,
Like
Mardi Gras is yes,
right,
yes.
and then basically like all of you basically let out everything that one day, and then you're supposed to like clean yourself up the next week or whatever it is. I confuse the two. But I did, and it's a very interesting concept of like thinking of Halloween in Japan is very similar to like Cinco de Mayo in like where I grew up in San Diego.
Oh yeah.
Cinco de Mayo is like not Mexican Independence Day. Mexican Independence Day is like in September, right?
It's like it's a weird non-holiday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not in May. I forget why that happened. But it was the same thing. It was just a bunch of people at the beach getting absolutely hammered and eating $2 tacos for no reason other than apparently it's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. And so Halloween, I think, is very similar here. And of course, there's depending on the experience you want for Halloween, there's different places you go. So for example, if you want the traditional trick-or-treating experience, like you have kids, you want to take them out, you got to go to the rich neighborhoods in Roppongi where all the foreigners live and take them kind of around there. There's like specific sort of streets and stuff you can go to, or you take your kids to the like the military base if you can get on the base, because that's where the good candy is.
But it also makes sense because it's usually like, you know, U.S. vets and stuff like that are there,
exactly.
right? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And they've got the good candy, like American candy.
Like they have like full on chocolate bars, like Mars bars and stuff.
Dude, yeah. Okay, which we'll get to. We'll get there because wait till you see the candy that I have.
I know, right? We should have mentioned this at the beginning. We both had a $20 limit, and we had to buy Halloween food / candy.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see what you got, but we'll get to that a little bit later.
We'll get there.
But I want to hear this more story about like the people getting absolutely like slammered in Roppongi and Shinjuku and stuff. Like you seeing that.
So like, different experiences. If you want to do like down and dirty, absolutely degenerate stuff, you go to Shibuya. Like that is under normal circumstances, that's kind of where the younger crowd hangs out. Like, you know, 20 to 25-ish. Kids that have like graduated high school or they're just kind of like hanging about, or they're in university and they're having a good time. There's a lot of love hotels in that area. There's a lot of like idol performances in that area. It's like a younger kind of place to be. So even if you go there on a typical weekend, you will see some truly like wild stuff. Like people, again,
I love that.
Can't stress this enough. Anytime I go into Shibuya at night, there's someone passed out drunk on the ground, just on the sidewalk. People are walking around them. It's normal. Like, that's a very normal thing.
That's so wild.
Yeah. So Halloween just takes that, like, to the next level. It just is, like, over the top. I would say, like, the older crowd tends to party in Roppongi for Halloween. Like, there's more clubs out there.
Maybe like bars and restaurants and clubs.
Yeah, and kind of more stuff to do. And so I've been out there as well, and it is it's a little bit more understated. Like, it's clearly a lot of people partying, but they're doing it like in a bar, not just drunk on the streets. So it's kind of a different level of Halloween for sure.
So it sounds like Shibuya is like a college frat party.
Yes.
Whereas like Roppongi is more of like, we're going to go somewhere and be around other people who are also like in this space. That makes more sense to me because in the States, you don't really drink on the street unless you're in Vegas. I have never been to Halloween in Vegas, but I could assume
it would probably be fun.
It's just a massive shit show. I could definitely see that in Vegas. And what was interesting is you mentioned Shibuya and there's a main, is that the one that has like that main shopping street that's out there? Am I thinking of the right? No, Shibuya is the big crossing, right?
Shibuya is the big crossing.
Man, what area is it where it's like a younger crowd again? I can't remember the name of it, but I remember because you mentioned like no one's allowed to dress up, right? When I was there in 2008, God, however many years ago that was, I remember like seeing this group of like greasers. You know, like the guys who are dressed up in like 50s and the girls who are dressed up in like 50s gear. And they were like dancing on the street. I like found pictures of it from back in the day. I saw the Lolitas, I think.
Oh. Harajuku.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Harajuku. You're
okay, so there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Harajuku.
Yeah.
So
that's fashion city.
Is it okay to wear stuff like that? That's technically not like a
Yeah.
Cloud Strife costume or something, you're allowed to wear that stuff?
It's
Okay.
counterculture, it's subculture. That's like Harajuku is where you
Okay.
go to wear like clothing items that are not in the mainstream. Like if you
Okay.
are like a, I don't know, cottagecore girly and you just want to wear your peasant skirts and your little corset top, you would do that in Harajuku because
That's so crazy.
and you
How does
could wear that on
Harajuku
the
feel
train
during
and
Halloween?
stuff. I have never been to Harajuku for Halloween.
So is that where
honest.
you're going in exactly however many? We're actually not far out.
Yeah,
I
I
know
think
this
it
is a
should
Halloween
be.
episode, but you should go to Harajuku and report back.
Yeah.
I'm very curious because if that's the place where people go to kind of have that, like you said, subculture of like dress and everything, I wonder what it looks like on Halloween. And I don't want to Google it. I want to hear it from you. Like
Probably,
you know
if
what
I
mean?
had to guess, probably like high fashion, gothic Lolita vibes. To be honest, I bet people pull out some like really cool stuff.
That'd be so rad though.
Yeah.
So you said you moved out there in 2019, so you probably have some experience with like the Halloween in the States where it's All Hallows Eve. I honestly don't know the lore, which is we probably should have done some research, but it was probably what happened in the 1650s or something.
That's a good question. I don't know how the modern
Right.
practice of Halloween started, but I do believe it was a Wiccan. It started from Samhain. Oh, I can never say this right. Salmon, something like that. Samhain, I think, which is a Scottish, I think. Oh God, I'm like going off here. But it was.
I have no clue. So whatever you're saying, I'm like, yeah, that's great. Yeah.
It was very much like a fall festival kind of situation, I think. And then it just kind of, devolved into costumes and candy, which is fun too. But it is it really stems from a kind of. What's the word I'm looking for? Not Wiccan, but like...
Is it a pagan? It's not a pagan holiday, is it?
Yes.
It is a pagan holiday?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because me growing up, my memories of Halloween are literally like you get the cheap pirate costume, from Target or Walmart or Kmart or whatever it was. You put on little fake earrings and then you take your little lunch pail or whatever it was and we lived in apartments growing up. So like you just went through the apartment, you just collected candy, and then you just dumped it all out. And you traded it with your like siblings or whatever, and you would eat like a piece a day for like a month, and then just have massive amounts of cavities. But then it devolved as I got older, and I don't know if you experienced this with Halloween, but in the States it was because I lived in an area with a lot of apartments, so my friends and I, as we got to like 12 or 13 years old, we would grab just our pillowcase covers. So we just upgraded, and we would hit like 15 different apartments, complexes within the same night.
Dang.
And we would have like Santa Claus bags of candy, right? And we were just trading it, and we would sell it at school, and then
oh my gosh, amazing!
Like the dress up part of it became secondary for a while.
Yeah.
But then I fell in love with dress up because of cosplay. So now on Halloween, we use that as an excuse just to dress up again.
To cosplay. That's amazing. I love that like full circle moment you had. And honestly, what you're describing is very, all teenagers go through this, I feel like, where they just kind of give up on the costume and they go for the candy because...
Yeah, we just want all the sugar.
Candy. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense to me, to be honest.
I think this sounds really bad, but the one Halloween I remember the most was actually 2019, because it was just the one that I is most recent, I guess, in a way. But we were at a Star Wars Halloween party, and that's the stuff I feel like you can find in the States, and I don't know if it is out there in Japan, but it was specifically like a Star Wars bar event.
That's
cool. And they rented out this like big warehouse, and everyone was in Star Wars costumes, and they had like lightsaber Jello shots, and just all this crazy. It was like in mini lightsabers, and you have to write. It was all you can drink beers, and all the beers were named after whatever planets and stuff. And so you have that, but then you're also not like trick-or-treating in the major cities for the most part. You're doing it in the neighborhoods for various reasons. Like a lot of the cities out here, you don't want to trick-or-treat in. You don't want your kid just walking around willy-nilly, but some of the neighborhoods are a lot of fun. But like this Halloween, we don't know, like we're just gonna be chilling at home, like sitting on the porch like some old grumpy people handing out candy to people when they walk by.
Aw, not grumpy, just having a good time.
We're like thinking about, I don't know, if you also in the comments down below, let us know. Do you guys like go all out? Because like I want to take our garage and convert it to like a like a Halloween like terror thing or whatever.
You should make
and
it
just
fun.
have it open. Like but it's so much work. It's so much
Dude,
work to do
it is,
that.
but it's the kind of stuff that like kids will like come
I
together
know.
for. They'll love it. In my neighborhood growing up, we had one of our neighbors would buy 100 pumpkins every year and carve 100
my
pumpkins.
God.
And so their whole front yard would be filled with just pumpkins, like everywhere, all glowing and stuff. And then they would throw a party, and we would have like a block party where we would literally shut down the block, get permission from the city. Everyone would come out and like candy and food and stuff. And that is the kind of stuff that I like remember, it's that like community aspect of it that's so fun. I think like more fun than just boring old trick-or-treating, because as a kid I remember being so anxious to trick-or-treat because I had to go and like talk to people that I'd never talked to before, and like when you're little sometimes that's really like scary thing to do.
No, for sure. You're like 5 years old and knocking on random strangers' doors while your parents are watching from like 5 feet away.
Yeah.
You're like, please, can I please have free candy? Or like, it's such a foreign concept.
I once got scared. Oh my God, Paul, something you should know about me is that I get scared so easily. Easily. You can just walk up behind me and I will have a conniption. And
that's just how you get pepper sprayed in the face.
Yeah. It's a good thing I don't carry pepper spray with me because I have several people that would just be absolutely. Yeah. 1 year, someone played that prank on me where they're like sitting on their porch and it looks like a dead body,
Oh no!
And
I hate that.
Yeah, and I walked up. I ran down that block. I was so afraid. They were like, "Rah!" And I was like, "I'm out. I'll see you guys later." So you don't
like so in Japan? Okay, so on that same kind of note, I actually really love like Halloween carnivals.
Yeah.
I do have some memories of those where they're in San Diego, would go to a fairgrounds or something, and they would do a big Halloween thing. Oh, one of my favorite ones was Knott's Berry Farm in Orange County.
Oh, I've never been to Knott's Berry Farm.
They do Knott's Fright Night, where the entire park is decked out in like you see cobwebs everywhere, and they make it super hot, and they have what they call like the screamers. Ooh. And they're guys in like Freddy masks, right? With like the fake machetes. But then they would wear like these metal I remember them what are they, knee brace, not knee braces, what are they, like knee guards, right?
Like knee protectors.
So like if you're rollerblading and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But they were metal, and they would sprint and they would slide on them, causing sparks and like scare the crap out of people. I'm like, this is so much fun, right? Because you never know, because you're also on a scary ride, doing this big roller coaster, and then you get off and your heart's pounding, and some screamer dude just slides out of nowhere with sparks flying everywhere, and you're like, bro, I already had a heart attack on this damn ride.
Oh my gosh.
I've pooped my pants because of you. Like, right. That, and those are the things that I love.
So
like, I
fun.
think, and they're fun because they're once a year, you're just like having a drink or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, do they have like kind of events like that out there? I don't know where you would host them, but
that's the thing. Not that I know of. In Japan, because apartments and houses are usually really small, you don't really often go over to people's houses in the same way that you do in like America. Like, I've been to so many house parties in America where someone just opens up their house and you're going over and you're having drinks and watching movies and stuff like that. Not so much here. I think it's just not as common a practice. It is with me. Like, I have people over to my apartment all the time, and I feel bad for my neighbors. I'm very grateful that the walls between our apartments are like thick concrete, so like nothing passes. But I just don't think it's as common here, and so this concept of having like a big group party, it would have to happen at a bar or something like that. And there are bars that do stuff. They'll be like, pay 5,000 yen and you can have all you can eat appetizers and drinks for like 2 hours or whatever. But I think you would have to go into Shibuya, Roppongi, Shinjuku to find a specific place that's doing that. I don't think it's a super, super common thing to do.
Gotcha.
And I've never heard of anyone going to anything like that. There's always the clubs. I'm sure that they do like specialty evenings and stuff like that. But it's more just I think Halloween for people here is more just an excuse to go out to your favorite bar or whatever and drink and maybe put on a little costume and go bar hopping or something kind of like that.
I love that so much. Give me 1 sec. We're going to cut right here. I'm going to close this window because I'm getting fired up a chainsaw.
Oh. Chainsaw, buzz. Chainsaw
I'm
Man.
I'm like, bro. Oh, I'm so excited. Chainsaw Man. Oh my god, I don't want to lose. Okay, we can kind of resume. Sorry, I'm like, bro. It's 5:15 in the afternoon. What are you doing? Chainsaw Man. But
Chainsaw
okay,
Man.
let's. So on your topic of house parties, I wonder if, because like you can't go to a house party out there like you mentioned, or it's not as common.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's because a lot of countries have like mixed use properties, right? So like there's maybe a big building and there's apartments up top and then like shops down below. Whereas in the US, for better or worse, zoning laws are really different.
Yeah.
Where we live, it's literal like suburbia, that kind of vibe.
Yep.
The closest shop is about a mile away.
Yeah.
And so if I want to go to the grocery store, go get a coffee, it's at least a mile because those areas are zoned for businesses. Whereas when I was out in Japan, I remember there was this one, oh my God, what is it? It's one of my favorite things, a Japanese pancake. And now I'm freaking lost on the name. Okonomiyaki.
Okonomiyaki.
Yeah. Right. So it was in Kyoto and it was behind the Hyatt that I was staying at. And everybody just called the chef Masta-san. But like, I'm pretty sure it was their like front living room and garage was converted to the restaurant and they just lived behind it. And you don't find that out here. There isn't mixed use. So I wonder if that has something to do with, how are you going to go trick or treating or how are you going to enjoy that kind of aspect or go to house parties? Is that something that you've kind of seen?
Yeah, it's stuff here tends to be more community based in that sense. Like, why have someone over to my apartment when I could just go down the street to the restaurant on the corner and we could all meet there and have food and drinks there, and we can be noisy there. It's allowed to be noisy and we don't need to worry about disturbing anyone because those things are just so much closer. It just seems like the more logical solution for a lot of people. And so that's kind of
easier to get to.
Yeah, easier to get to, and that's kind of what you do. That's not to say I will be going to a house party for Halloween, but again,
What are you doing for Halloween? I mean, it's not too far out.
I'm having
besides Harajuku now. I'm sending you on a mission. I'm literally sending you on a mission.
Going to Harajuku now, but I'm doing Saturday night. I'm doing a house party where we're gonna sit around and drink and eat and watch movies. And
that's perfect.
For those who
Hocus
are going
Pocus
to go
2,
out,
don't
get
watch
ready
it.
to go out.
Don't watch it. Don't watch Hocus Pocus 2.
Is it not good?
It's so bad.
No!
It's so bad. It's like, I really wish I didn't watch it because I love Hocus Pocus 1.
I'm heartbroken.
Like Hocus Pocus 1 is probably one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Yeah. Like that whole scene where at the high school and they're like singing and dancing. I'm like, yeah, put them under a spell. It's amazing. And then Hocus Pocus 2, I'm like, what is this? Like 30 years too late kind of thing. Yeah. So when you have your little house party, okay, maybe watch it, but be like 6 drinks in.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Because then you just kind of
have a little fun.
I apologize for anyone who likes Hocus Pocus 2, but it was just not good. It was just not.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm still gonna have to watch it regardless.
It was like so cringe.
But...
so cringe. Oh no.
Maybe that speaks to you, Paul. Maybe you've just grown too old for these things.
No, but I'll watch Hocus Pocus 2 right now. Like I'm gonna go make some salmon after, and go have some dinner and pop Hocus Pocus 1 on and I'm good. And just watch them sing and dance and it's great.
Yeah.
Oh my, it is. Yeah. So when you say you're gonna watch movies, do you have like a list of Halloween movies that you go through?
So, no, not usually. I kind of just watch whatever I'm feeling in the moment, but I love horror movies. I just really enjoy them.
You love horror movies, but you hate being scared.
Yeah, it's weird, huh? It's so funny. I don't know.
I hate horror movies.
I can't explain it. I can't explain
hate them. I can't do them. Not because I think that they're cringy or that the characters act in unrealistic ways, but it's like I will try to go to bed and I will just be dreaming the whole time. If I watch a horror movie, I have to immediately watch like a Disney movie afterwards.
I find them very cathartic and relaxing.
No.
Why is this? How? Okay, riddle me this, Paul. Every single guy I've ever talked to, except for maybe 2 or 3, they're like terrified of horror movies. And every single girl I've talked to, besides
they like love them.
A few, love them. Yeah, what's up with that?
So like Rachel, she hates horror movies, right? Just because of her job. Whereas me, I hate horror movies because my brain gets very active sometimes. And like, I'll think about certain scenes and I'm like, oh my God, a zombie's going to walk into my room while I'm sleeping. So I better have my feet completely covered by the blanket and make sure I pull the blanket all the way up to my neck.
Zombies are real.
Can't do it. Can't do it. It doesn't matter. That's literally why. Like even if I watch like an anime, right? Maybe if I watch like Demon Slayer or something, right?
Yeah.
I will have dreams and like nightmares or whatever of like some of the more intense scenes.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then if I'm like falling asleep to like Kaguya-sama, I'm like, all right, it's great, right? It's just hilarious.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I don't mind the scary stuff or like the Halloween or
Yeah.
whatever, but I have to watch it like in the middle of the day so my brain doesn't think about it going to sleep. You know, I don't know what it is. I'm not superstitious by any means or anything, but it's maybe just the way my brain is wired to like think about those things.
Yeah.
So for you to say, oh, we're going to go on a horror movie marathon, I'd be like, okay, if I were there with you, I'd be like, that's great. Let's start at 3 p.m. Okay, so then we can go drinking and eating and just forget about all of it.
Last year, okay, well, that's fun to do too. I will say last year I love Halloween. I threw a 3-week movie marathon extravaganza where
3 weeks.
This is how crazy I am, Paul. I love throwing parties. I love having people over. I love like cooking and entertaining.
Yeah, hosting, it's great.
It's so fun. And so I had 3 consecutive weekends where every Saturday each weekend I had movies picked out and they were like themed. So like week 1 was like truly like scary movies. Week 2 was like Halloween classics, and week 3 was like fun Halloween movies. And then I had menus for each week too, where I had like a main, I had an appetizer, a drink.
This whole time we haven't talked about food, so like
yeah.
I was just gonna say, okay, so what would you have served? Like when you say you theme it, right? I want to know, like, what did you actually like give people when they came through?
Well, I pick all the, I did like a cocktail menu. I themed the cocktails more closely after the movies than anything else. So like, when because it's just a little easier. And for the food, I just wanted to cook seasonally and cook like party favorites, like stuff that people would enjoy. So like food wise, I made like one weekend I made homemade nachos. I made like a nacho sauce and everything. And we did like we did classic. I had 2 fixings for classic nachos, and then I did In-N-Out nachos as well. And those were really good. One week we did like a seasonal like sausage squash pasta bake type of situation, just like cheesy and like yummy, sweet, peppery, sausagey goodness. That was so delicious. And then I forget what I cooked the last week.
Because I don't really associate Halloween with food, right? It's normally like you have kind of
what
like
about the candy?
But that's not like a dish or something.
Okay.
Right? You think of Thanksgiving, you think of like turkey, stuffing, potatoes, mash. You think of Christmas, maybe like a ham or a roast or whatever. And then you get to Halloween, you're like sugar and liquor. Those are the 2 things that I associate directly. Right, the 2 things.
Yeah.
And I like thinking back, I don't think besides maybe like I've done like the weird jellos where
Jello shots.
Like well, Jello shots, right? But I would do stuff like the I actually really like doing this. It gets you really sick if you have too many of them. But they're Jello shots, but they're made with chocolate pudding and like Baileys and whiskey, and so it's like a spiked chocolate pudding. It's so good. It's so good. But then I would
horrifyingly bad.
So good. It's so good. Spiked. It's like chocolate and whiskey. How could you go wrong?
Oh, my eyes are literally tearing up because that viscerally seems so wrong.
I'm saving whiskey for our secret grab bag down here. But like with those, I would draw little eyeballs on them or something like that. And like that's as far as I would go. Because what do you associate with Halloween? Right? Besides like, red Jello.
For me, honestly, it's like peak party food because that's what you have people over and you have parties, right? And so I want to cook like stuff that people are going to eat. So I made Jello shots. I had Jello shots in my fridge for the entire month of October and it was amazing. I had to get my mom to send me Jello from the States to make them because you can't really get Jello packets here in the same way. And I wanted like a traditional Jello mix.
You can't buy gelatin out there?
You can buy gelatin, but you can't buy like
but just
Jello.
not like the actual Jello, the brand Jello.
Yeah. And I wanted
which is kind of different.
Jello. I wanted the flavors of Jello. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I had Jello shots. I made sausage rolls because I think that they're the ultimate party snack, and I love them. I made like a puff pastry from scratch. So,
I was just gonna say I get the Pillsbury and just pop.
That's
that thing
normally
open.
how I do it, but they don't have that here.
Oh, they don't
Yeah.
have like just puff pastry? Because puff pastry is a pretty common thing, isn't it, for like actual
Not
like pastries out there?
not at my grocery store. They have pie crust at
But
my
I mean,
grocery store, but
oh, okay.
not a
I'm
puff
just thinking
pastry.
like from like bakeries and stuff sell a lot of puff pastry though,
Yeah, they
right?
do. They do.
Interesting.
Like French, yeah, they love French desserts here. But yeah, for some reason, at
You can't
my
buy it.
grocery store, no puff pastry. So I made my
Mm,
own because, like,
yeah.
that's how dedicated I am to the sausage roll. But
I know this is kind of not on the topic of Halloween, but how difficult do you find it to like kind of adjust to cooking with
mm,
things that you're not like obviously you've adjusted over the
yeah,
years,
yeah,
but things like you miss, right? Like just
mm,
the simple like, oh, I wish I had Pillsbury right now that like
mm.
I could lean into, just things like that.
You honestly, you just sort of change your habits around what you eat a little
Hmm.
bit. And I think like
Hmm.
that's the easiest thing to do. You just eat what's available, and then
Yeah.
for stuff that you can't get, like I can't get Italian sausage here.
Right.
It's really hard to find if it even exists. So I just make it most of the time, and you just
Hmm.
learn how to make it, and that's kind of how you accommodate it. But I what I will say is that um American grocery stores, you become reliant on so many processed things.
Processed
Like
foods
you've
and it
got
sucks.
the canned cinnamon rolls, and you've got the
Hmm.
pre-made this and the breads that you can easily pick up and this and that. And actually coming here and cooking here has really helped me kind of like clean up my act a little bit and just
Hmm.
really go back to basics with cooking and using fresh, nice, clean, simple
And
ingredients
seasonal.
and seasonal ingredients.
Yep.
And so to
Yep.
the point where when I go into a grocery store now, I find it to be overwhelmingly large. Like I'm like
They
this is
are.
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
painfully big. The only thing I need is the fruits and veggie section and like
Hmm.
maybe some like meat dairy kind of situation, but like everything else, I would say like 90%, 80% of the American grocery store I find to be absolutely unnecessary. But
No, I agree there.
yeah.
I no,
Yeah.
100%. Like I living in a small town where we have one like two mom and pop grocery stores, and then
Yeah.
we have like the big box stores, right?
Mm,
The big box stores I only go to if I need to buy like flour or
mm,
something specific like that. But then I started to realize like the more I shop at the smaller places, I start to think like, oh, this is out of season, because they just won't carry
yeah.
strawberries anymore. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Strawberries are out of season because they get it from local farms.
Yeah.
So if they're not carrying it and I go buy it from, wherever, like a Fred Meyer's or whatever
Yeah.
they are, then they're probably not going to taste as good because
Yeah.
they're getting them from a different part of the planet to like get them over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I've realized with small mom and pop shops. But when I was out in Japan, there were a lot of those.
Mm.
I didn't pop
Oh
into
yeah.
them too often because I had no need while I was on vacation.
Yeah.
But I never really saw like I don't know, an Albertsons or whatever. Like
No,
I don't
they
think.
don't really exist in the same way. There are definitely
Okay.
chain grocery stores, but they don't really. It's not quite the same thing here.
Hmm.
And yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, I was the seasonality thing is so interesting here, and I really like it. There is one small caveat, which is if you really need strawberries, for example,
Hmm.
you can't find them anywhere. Like to
At all.
illustrate this point, I need strawberries right now because I have to make a Christmas cake here for both a video that I'm filming and also to promote my cookbook, which is coming out.
Oh
I
yeah.
need strawberries and I cannot find them anywhere. Anywhere.
Probably because it's just it's too expensive to import too, right?
Yeah, yeah, and they're just not quite in season yet. The
Hmm.
strawberry season in Japan is usually November through like May-ish.
Oh, so it's not like out here. It's summertime,
They
basically.
they changed the strawberry season in Japan. They grow everything in hot houses because of
Ah, got
Japanese
it.
Christmas cakes, which like they're a staple for those cakes, and so they just changed the season for strawberries,
Interesting. I'm
which is
trying to
it's
brainstorm how you can make
fascinating.
strawberries without strawberries, right? Like,
Yeah,
because if
yeah,
it's for, I don't know if it's for,
you
if it's for
can't,
a video or something, you
you
make a
can't,
mold or something and maybe
no,
like buy strawberry powder from Amazon,
you
but that's
can't
just
do
not
it.
it's not
You
the same.
can't do
Yeah.
it. No,
It's not the same. It's
yeah,
definitely, it's like making strawberry shortcake with like Jello strawberry
yeah.
mix instead of like actual strawberries.
I have it's legitimately a problem. Like I have an interview with like a news station in LA, and my editor is like, "We want you to make this cake because we think it'll play really nicely on camera
Hmm.
for the interview." And I'm like, "That I
Might be a
agree,
problem.
but I am really having a hard time here. Like I might need to go out and buy one because you can buy items with strawberries in them, but like if you're just a general consumer,
Oh,
you
that's
can't
so
do it.
weird to me. That is kind of strange to me. Like
Yeah.
if you went to I don't know, a French bakery or something in Japan or whatever it was, or your Japanese bakery, you could buy a cake with strawberries in it, but you can't go to the store and buy strawberries?
Yeah. I don't.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
That's so weird because it's like you can get them. At
Yeah.
that point, I would just ask the supplier, I'd be like, "Where'd you get your
Yeah.
strawberries?" I will
Like,
just go
please,
there and buy them
please
from
give me some
because there's
strawberries.
obviously coming from somewhere. I
Yeah.
doubt that they're bringing them in from like Mexico or from Thailand or whatever. Like they're
No, yeah.
growing them there, you know.
Yeah.
But it might also be a regulation where they're only meant for commercial use versus like personal use or whatever,
Right.
just to make sure that they can keep making the cakes or something,
Yeah,
or
and
they
the
have a deal
quality
with
and
the.
stuff. Yeah,
That's fascinating.
I don't know, but yeah, strawberries in Japan are kind of like a really interesting fruit. There's like a lot of drama and
Hype.
history around it. but yeah,
And isn't fruit super expensive?
it is really, well, no, it depends. Well, okay. Well, okay. I could go on about this for days. Apparently, not apparently, I am a privileged California native. So for me, fruits and vegetables, they cost what they
You get them
cost.
anywhere.
You can
Yeah,
get
they
them
cost
anywhere.
nothing.
I don't actually think that they're that expensive in California, but
No.
because California is so expensive compared to everywhere else in America, what's normal to me is not normal to other people. So you can get, like, for example, 5 apples at the grocery store here for like $4 US, something like that.
Okay.
Which
is
I
pretty
guess
cheap.
is,
It's relatively cheap.
I thought so, but every
Yeah.
single person I talk to here is like, no, that's really expensive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the only time I get that price is if it's out of season here, because I'm in the
Yeah.
Northwest. So like we're literally like apple and like peach country.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So for instance, we drove up to a little Bavarian town in Washington,
Yeah.
which is like the cutest town on the planet. But there was a peach farm. And they had like peaches, they had some nectarines, whatever,
Yeah.
and they were charging us nothing because it was peach season. So we got like a dozen peaches for like $3 or $4,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, oh my god, we're just
See,
eating them in the car.
to me, that's cheap. Like, if you can get
Yeah.
like a bushel of apples for like $2, I'm like, wow, that's
Yeah.
cheap. But yeah, I don't know. So yes, the fruit here is expensive, I think, by most people's standards. I will say that like a bunch of grapes here can range anywhere from 15,000 yen, 1,500 yen to 2,000 yen, which is
So like almost up to $20.
rough. But
for-
with the yen to dollar rate right now is so bad that that's not a fair comparison anymore. I
But
would say it's
even
more like
then-
$8 to $15 US dollars.
That's still nuts to
But
me for grapes.
It is nuts, and that's why I don't buy them. But they are the most beautiful grapes you've ever seen, and the way that they grow them, because I have weirdly enough, down the street from me is like a little vineyard, and
Okay.
I watch them grow their grapes every season, and they go through and they bag their grapes up so that they don't get sunburned. So like the minute the grapes start to form, they put little bags around each bushel
Wait.
of grapes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then they let them keep growing in the bags so that they stay safe from the sun. So
I have to try these grapes when I come out there.
yeah, to be fair, like they're expensive, but they are like the most beautiful grapes you will ever see. They're like pristine.
Because
They're
I'm a
amazing.
big fan of grapes, especially when they're in season, and like the cotton candy ones or whatever they are that we have out here are amazing. Like
Yeah.
I love grapes, but I also grew up in California. So
Yeah.
you could get them a lot of the parts of the year. But like out here where we are in the Northwest, it's a lot of stone fruit, which I've
yeah.
come to like know and love.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
love stone fruit as well. I actually just like fruit in general.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to hear how when you guys are out there, like what it's because I've only gone once, right? I think I maybe had one piece of fruit in 30 days while I was out there. And this is just because it was October, so I don't know
Yeah.
if maybe fruit wasn't. I didn't look for it, but I got it from the train station in Kyoto, and you know how they have all the shops in the train station.
Yeah.
But it was oh man, what was it? I think it was just a strawberry mochi. So it was
yummy.
like a fresh strawberry wrapped in mochi, right? That was it. That was the
Yeah.
only piece of fruit I had. Oh no, I just lost camera.
Wait.
Give me 1 sec.
It says internal temperature high, allowed to cool.
It got hot. Let me reset it real quick.
Yeah. our passion for this topic caught your camera on fire.
Regardless of fruit, I really want to see, like, because we're talking about all this healthy stuff and like making dinners and stuff like that. What I think I'm curious about, and what a lot of people here listening to this are curious about, is the kinds of candies you get in Japan. Because we talked about trick-or-treating, we talked about the differences in Japan versus the US of trick-or-treating. I want to see what like an average kid would get, right, in Japan, in their little pirate outfit, you know, going around with their pail. What are they going to get? Bust it out. Because I have my bag here.
So I have so much stuff to show you.
Oh my God, I only got one bag because it was my whole budget.
It was your whole budget. Okay. Well,
Literally
I think this is where we can really talk about some key differences. So something that I noticed when I was shopping for Halloween candy, and the reason that I never buy Halloween candy here is because they don't do Halloween candy here. What they do is they take candy that already exists, or like sweets. Most of the stuff I have isn't even candy. It's like biscuits kind of thing. And they take that and they put that in Halloween packaging to turn it into a Halloween treat.
That's
so
I'm okay, like that's kind of shady, but they do the same thing in the US.
They do.
Yes. Okay, let's see what you got.
They do, but I also hate it because I can't stress this enough. Candy here is really, really different from American candy in the sense that if you want like a traditional gummy candy here, you usually can only buy them in small like little bags, and they're so tasty and delicious, but they're really meant to be eaten a couple at a time. You're not supposed to sit there with like a bag of Skittles, just like down in a whole bag of these things.
Yeah.
So,
which is interesting difference, because I have noticed that anytime I've bought in Japanese sweets, they're like you said, it's a small bag and each candy is individually wrapped for the most part. You know, depending on the candy. But
or
out
the bag
here,
is like resealable.
Yeah, and out here you're just like, nope, eat the whole thing.
Yeah,
so you can buy more.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
So the approach to sweets here is definitely more measured, I would say. And so when they sell Halloween stuff, very little of it is actually like gummy, chocolatey candies. It's mostly biscuity stuff. So
interesting.
Yes.
I wonder how pissed a child would be if they got a biscuit.
I know. When I say biscuity, I mean let me show you.
Okay.
We picked up some of the classic Kit Kats.
Oh, what are those? Hold on, hold those up again. I want to see.
These are Kit Kats.
Oh my God, Halloween break Kit Kats. Kit Kats are a big thing out there, right? Because it's like a colloquialism of like it's supposed to mean like good luck, right?
Yeah. And you give them out to people as like good luck, and you can tell that you do because on the back of every Kit Kat bar, there's a place for you to write a message to say.
I love that.
So these Kit Kats I'm pretty sure they're the exact same Kit Kat that you could get in America, but they just come in Halloween packaging. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so hold on. I think my bag has Kit Kats in it too, so I'll have to compare.
Yes,
it does have Kit Kats in
Kit Kats.
Well, oh, you want to hold on? I gotta open this thing.
Yeah.
This was my whole budget. Welcome to America. Like this was it. It's 105 pieces from the grocery store.
That's it. Oh my
gosh. It was whack. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And I couldn't even like nickel and dime myself to like get other stuff because they just put everything in one giant bag. Okay.
Dude.
I had to use a
That's like
scalper
unheard of here in Japan for sure. You would never get something like that.
It's not even exciting. That's why I was like, I wanted to see all the Japanese stuff because like this is literally not exciting. Here, I'm gonna find the Kit Kat, right? It's just this. So I'm gonna hold it to the camera. It's literally. Is it gonna? Oh, there it is. It's literally just a regular
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Yeah,
it's like nothing
small
even.
size.
It's even like a crappier label. It looks like.
You know why? I feel like because in America there's like brand loyalty. Like you know what candy you like, and like you're excited to get that candy.
I guess, but like it's not even fun. Like there's not even like a pumpkin or something on here.
There's
like,
nothing. Okay, but do you want to hear an actual like secret that I'm a little bit ashamed of that I did the other day?
Yes.
You know how you can get those like Funhouse mixes of candy in America?
Oh yeah.
I ordered one online from Amazon, but I didn't pay a normal price for it. I paid $50 for it.
Oh my God.
Because American candy here is really hard to come by, and there are certain flavors that I want. You know?
So basically, I have to open a black market of American candy in Japan and just strike it rich.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
perfect.
Yeah, honestly, yes. But the taste here, Japanese tastes tend less sweet. People don't
absolutely.
like sweet stuff here in the same way that we do in America. So I wanted to show this to you though, because we have, this is like a regular flavor Kit Kat that I bought, but then we also have, which is a very popular autumn flavor here. This is what they do more than anything. They have seasonal sweets here. So we're in the autumn season now, which is sweet potato season. And so we have sweet potato flavored Kit Kats.
No, I want those.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Wajimaya and go find those.
But
that sounds so fun.
Here's a fun plot twist. I hate sweet potato.
No. Okay, you have to eat it. All right.
I want to,
Let's go. Rate it.
I want to,
All right.
I want to see. Oh. Oh. No, it's too.
Oh, your face immediately was so bad. No, but it sounds amazing.
It's too sweet. It's like white chocolate.
Give the other half to Joe. Where's Joe?
Joe.
He has to try this. I need a second opinion on because I love sweet potato.
Joe, come give us a.
I think you turn off the mic. I think something got bumped. I caused a ruckus. I ruined the whole podcast with Kit Kats. Joe, what did you do? You broke the internet. Can you hear me? Okay. Nothing yet. That's so weird. What got bumped? I just needed that second opinion of sweet potato. Come back. Wait, it says that you're muted? Oh, it's showing that there's like a mute sign.
We're coming back to the Kit Kat. Kit Kat moment. Kit Kat
Definitely
moment.
broke the entire podcast trying to get a second opinion on these sweet potatoes. All right.
Okay, they're not good. They're not good. I don't like them.
I do like sweet potatoes.
This is Joe, the man behind everything we're doing.
And the way they cook them in Japan.
Yeah, Joe is our tech guy. He's amazing.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Potato lover.
Come on. Do me proud, Joe.
Oh, very little actual sweet potato flavor.
So what does it taste
sweet.
like? It's just
It's
sweet?
just sweet.
Yeah, it's just sweet. I have tasted really tasty, like flavored types of Kit Kats. This one is very generically just like slightly sweet.
So it just tastes like
not
sugar.
Chocolate flavor, just sweet.
Yeah, it's boring and
Like
gross.
white chocolate.
White chocolate,
Oh,
but
see,
not
okay,
even good
so
white chocolate.
Right, like in good white chocolate is actually kind of hard to come by. So like I get that maybe that one doesn't taste good, but now I actually want to make sweet potato Kit Kats and try to make them really good. I think we could do that. I'm gonna make some and I'm gonna overnight them to you. I'd be like,
Please.
eat.
I don't want. Well, actually, if you made them, I would eat them. I
Okay,
don't
that's
like
fair.
sweet potato though, unless it's in like a French fry form, where I can
delicious.
like douse it in ketchup. You know, like that's good.
Which
To
is
me,
also
that's
delicious.
good.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
yeah.
with that. Sweet potato French fries and ketchup, like it's amazing.
Delicious,
It's just,
yeah.
It's just sweet and tangy. Okay, so
Yeah,
you had
yeah.
two. You had a second Kit Kat though. Which other
Okay.
flavors did you have?
It's just a regular. It's like a regular
okay.
old Kit Kat.
I think so. I'll get my regular Kit Kat out. It's very sad. I don't even know if I want to enjoy this one. I'm just like, it's just a Kit Kat.
How big is it?
It's
just. Is it a single stick?
I think it's two sticks
Oh,
that are already broken. So like probably
Yeah.
bad luck.
that's depressing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have one because it's very sad with my whiskey.
With your whiskey,
Yeah, it's 6 p.m.
I have whiskey too.
It's too early for you.
Is it too early? Yeah, it's a little too early.
Okay, that's not bad. With like you chase the really like bad chocolate with really good whiskey.
Wait, I'm gonna
Try it.
Okay, I
Try
want to
it.
chase the bad chocolate with bad whiskey.
Cheers to
Suntory's
Halloween.
okay, but it's cheap. I got this from the convenience store. Because I'm an alcoholic.
Okay,
Just kidding.
that wasn't bad. Not gonna lie, that's kind of nostalgic to me, right?
Ooh,
It's not bad. Like
That's pretty good.
Chocolate and whiskey, two of my favorite combinations.
yeah,
Like
that's pretty
absolutely.
good.
And I learned that because I'm not a whiskey person. I learned that in Scotland when we
You're
did
not
a whiskey
a whiskey
tasting.
person?
No,
Dude.
my wife has slowly started to turn me onto it. But whiskey and chocolate, those
Of course,
pairings.
Rachel would be the one to turn you onto it.
Oh yeah. Those pairings though, like fantastic. Okay, so you had two.
Yeah.
You had the sweet potato Kit Kat. You had the regular
Okay.
Kit Kat. What's next? I know you had a couple of bags.
The journey is not over. It has only just begun. So, okay, this is a classic that I just wanted to show you. You can get Halloween Pocky,
What?
which is just...
Is it just chocolate Pocky?
It's just the same Pocky, but the packaging is...
Is Halloweeny.
Halloween, which is kind of cute.
Okay, that's fair.
And,
Are those the ones that are the like the individual packs within the big one?
Let's open it and find out. Oh, the box inside is really cool and Halloween-like. And you're clearly supposed to, like, give them out to people.
Yeah.
It's, like, looks like that.
So that style is my favorite because I typically buy that and I'll take, like, one pack and I'll have it, like, as a little treat.
Paul.
What's in it?
Okay, so yeah, that's amazing. But there are masks on the bottom.
Oh, okay, that's cute. Are you gonna pull one on? You should totally pull one on right now.
Oh my god, I'm going to. They just like pop out. So, wait, this is incredible.
See, at least it's like there's a little bit of effort into it. I literally have. This is like a YouTube compilation that someone stole. This is what this bag reminds me of, right? They just took. It's the one company. I'm pretty sure it's owned by Mars. Oh no, this is the Hershey company. So the Hershey company basically took all of their candies, shoved it into a bag, and said, "Pay me my money." Right? We don't even know how old these are because they don't have like, you know, Halloween themed on them. These could have been here from last Halloween, and we don't know.
That's really true.
Because American chocolate never expires. Like, what is there even an expiration date on here? I doubt it. These people are just taking us for our money.
You can get that's the thing
I do
here
like
though.
Me some Twizzlers though.
When Halloween candy sells out here, it's done. You know, you can't get it anywhere, and it normally sells out. Like
so
fast.
This stuff doesn't sell out, and so literally the day after Halloween, it's half price.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and so
That's
what a lot of people will do is they'll literally buy it and they'll just keep it till the next year.
Stock up. Yeah.
I'm like, cool, because it never goes bad. Is there an expiration date on any of these? I'm genuinely curious now.
Dude.
Best before. Get this. So okay, remember what I just said? This was $17. Okay, for this bag. It's typically half price, so it would drop down to whatever that is, $8.50 or something.
Yeah.
Right? This almond bar, or almond joy, which is one of my favorite candies, because I love coconut and almond, it expires, August 2023. Right?
Oh.
Like, so I wonder if this is like planned, because technically this would go bad before the next Halloween.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There's mischief afoot.
There is.
Like, right?
There's mischief afoot. Look at my mask.
That's amazing. So at least they put some effort into this. Right?
I'm the pumpkin man.
Is that I wonder how many people actually like I'm like, you know, I'm gonna wear this when I pass out this candy.
This is 100% like a little children. This is for children. That's another thing. All of this Halloween candy is for children here. If you're over the age of like 6 or 7, this is not
you
for
probably
you.
don't care. Yeah,
this is
that's fair. But like, I don't know. I still enjoy Halloween. I partake.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. See, it's different. In America, you can keep loving Halloween for forever. If you want to celebrate it here, you're either doing it in a bar or you're like 6 and under doing the candy.
You're 6 and under, not at a bar, hopefully.
Yeah. Still at the bar. No.
Oh my
that would be funny though.
Yeah. Okay, so Pocky Sticks. So which are, you know, the packaging is great, but the flavors are just the chocolate ones, which are delicious.
They're just the chocolate. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother opening it because it's just the same old, same old. I have more though. I found, this was really unusual. I went to Don Quixote. Do you know Don Quixote?
I only in the Spanish term of Don Quixote. Like,
so the original term. There's a store in Japan. It's a chain. It's called Don Quixote is technically what it's called, and it's like Target from hell. I don't know. Like you walk inside and it's like an overwhelming barrage of senses. Like everything is just like in your face.
Target from
and you
hell.
can buy everything there. So and they always have like weird stuff. So I decided to go and see if I could find some Halloween candy. And I found something really unusual, which is cotton candy.
What?
Dun, dun, dun.
That's not unusual.
Well,
but also it is really cool. Okay,
it's unusual to buy it purchased, I feel like.
Right, that's what I was going to say. It's probably uncommon out there. Would you hand that? Is that a different art on the back?
Yeah.
Are they different artworks?
On the back is like a scared ghost, and on the front is a happy ghost.
That's adorable. Like,
isn't it cute?
I'm a cotton candy enjoyer. You know,
Me too.
Rachel is a cotton candy connoisseur.
Really?
She will beeline it towards cotton candy at any fair or convention. Like we're at Anime Expo, and I went for the boba, and she's like, "Bro, there's cotton candy there." She just left and went and got cotton candy. I want to know how this tastes. You're gonna bust it open?
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay.
Because it's prepackaged. You know, it's not like the fresh stuff you get at the fair.
Fresh.
Yeah.
But
Which it can sometimes be weird because sometimes if like any moisture gets to it, let's see, is it ghost-like?
It's just a.
What
it's
is
like a little pillow.
That?
It's just like a little pillow for your little.
Is that the cotton candy?
Yeah, this is
so
it.
Weird.
It's just a block. Okay, let's see. Here's.
It
feels.
it tore really well.
Feels
That's
like
good. That's a good
cotton
sign.
candy.
That's a good sign.
You
You have to do that. You have to do that sound too.
It melts in your mouth.
Okay, so that's fair. So it's probably half decent cotton candy. I'm kind of jealous. I kind of want to eat this other Kit Kat now. You know, I've unlocked the floodgates of
Have your
of
sad
sugar.
Kit Kat, Paul. Have your
This is
sad
my
Kit Kat.
I'm going to eat the Kit Kat like a barbarian. And
It's
I'm gonna
only
eat
10 in the
chocolate.
morning here, and
And you're going to be
ruining
on
my
a sugar high.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You're going to be on a sugar high, and you're going to go find some really good food. And I'm going to go downstairs and have to cook for myself because we have no diners near us. I'm really jealous of your cotton candy. This Kit Kat is still very sad.
I'm gonna stop with the cotton candy before I take it too far.
You're going to be so wired.
I'm already feeling it, man. I'm so excited. I'm happy to be alive.
You're like, yeah, sugar. That's how, that's how everyone feels during Halloween. I wonder if it's like that placebo holiday where people are looking forward to it because they've eaten so much sugar in the past during Halloween that they feel really good.
Yeah.
It's like how Starbucks coffee.
Yes, because it trains you.
For sure. Like Starbucks coffee is the same way where they have a higher caffeine content per cup than the average cup of coffee. So it makes you feel better when you have it compared to other cups of coffee.
Really? I had no idea.
100%.
Dude. I had no idea because again,
all in their scheme.
coffee.
That's why when you go to most coffee places, and you order a small coffee, it's 8 ounces. In Starbucks, it starts at 12. Like my local coffee shop, if I order a small coffee, it's an 8-ounce cup. At Starbucks, you have to actually ask for a short coffee
to get that
an 8-ounce
regular
cup,
size.
right?
Wow.
And they don't advertise it because they want you to have more caffeine so you feel better.
Yeah.
So that way you're like, oh, every time I have Starbucks, I feel really good. I wonder why. Because you're hyped on sugar and caffeine. It's all marketing.
Dude.
It's wild.
Dude,
Sorry,
this is why I
super
don't
random
drink
tangent.
coffee because I'm afraid of the addiction. I'm afraid. I have a friend who is straight up addicted, cannot function without 1 cup of coffee before leaving her room for the day.
No,
she
for
has
sure.
like a machine that auto percolates for her.
Oh,
It will turn on.
I enjoy the coffee process of like going downstairs. I feed my cats. I do a pour over. That's my ritual in the morning.
Yeah.
But like, I don't enjoy energy drinks. I don't enjoy any of that. I like coffee. I like the bitter sweetness, like my soul. Okay. What else? What else you got? You got anything else that's exciting? Like the cotton candy was actually pretty cute.
So many.
You're getting
things.
all of this. Okay. Remember, guys, we had only a $20 budget, and I was only able to get this stupid. Like, because I live in a small farm town, so this is all I got at like Fred Meyer. My local bakery didn't have anything yet. Otherwise, I would have bought maybe some cookies or something.
Oh.
But as of the time of recording this, it's a little early.
That's what I wanted to get here. You can get, if you go to like the bakery underneath the train station, you can get like little ghost buns and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Like, I will admit, living in the smaller town, we do get stuff like that at the local bakeries and coffee shops where they'll do like the little sugar cookies with like a little ghost or something on it. But that's like October 29th, they'll have it.
Yeah.
Where right now, this is all the stuff that's available, unfortunately.
Yeah, all the stuff.
So sad.
I know.
It's so bad.
Okay, dude, check out this next one. This is one that my friend Joe found for me, actually. Joe, the aforementioned Joe, he got me this little, it's like a little kitty cat biscuit.
Okay.
But again, this is an example of the packaging. Like, there's a cat face printed on the packaging, and then the item inside is just like in the shape of a cat, kind of.
I totally thought that was the whole, like, the packaging was the cat. That's actually kind of cute.
Yeah, so this is how they, like, get
fan.
the Halloween vibe going. So if I take the cat out...
Wait, take the biscuit out.
It's like, yeah, but it's like just a cat-shaped biscuit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. So I wonder if they do that on purpose where, like, they can then just sell that throughout the year with a different pack, different packaging or something?
100%.
Okay.
100%. So that they can keep stuff fresh, you know?
Yeah. What is it?
I have no idea what this is.
It looks like a wafer, maybe? Is it a wafer?
It gives me moon pie vibes. It's like a little bit like soft and plush.
Moon
but I
pies
don't
are
know.
Yeah, okay.
It smells like chocolate, so
I'm just going to have you, you're just going on a tasting spree for me. I'm just like, what is it? That was a very hesitant bite. And it's not a, what is it?
It's like, I like it. It's soft. and pillowy.
But
like
does it taste like anything?
Like a cake cookie, like a chocolatey cake cookie.
So kind of probably close to a moon pie then.
Kind of, but like a little sandier.
Sandier is not a word or an adjective I would use for sweets.
Right?
I like sandy sweets. How does that? Is it from the cookie? That's so weird.
Yeah,
Sandy?
like the outer crust of it is like kind of crumbly, like there are cookies that are like sand cookies. They're like sand butter cookies, which are really popular here. They're not actually sand, but it's like the very fine.
I would hope not.
It's like a little bit crumbly on the outside. It's moist and springy on the inside. Sorry, do you like the word moist?
Moist is great.
Thank you.
Moist is a great word.
Yeah,
Everybody
anyone who has a
sexualizes
problem
the word,
with that.
And I'm like, it's literally a term that we use in culinary.
It's
like
just a descriptor.
Yeah.
I
Is
had
your
this
cake
argument.
moist? Because you're not going to say, is my cake wet? That doesn't make any sense. That means your cake is not cooked. You
My
can say your
friend
cake
last
is
night.
moist.
My friend last night was like, "Don't say moist, say juicy," and I was like, "My cake is
My
juicy."
cake is juicy.
Like, excuse me? I don't think so, buddy.
Could you imagine if you had a guest who came into your restaurant?
Yeah.
And they're like, "How juicy is your cake?" You'd be like, "Excuse me."
Well, yeah, like
I don't know how to help you.
I don't know how to.
I don't know if you actually want steak or if you actually want the cake.
Yeah. He followed that up. My friend followed that up. He's like, "Well, I don't actually like sweets, so I guess anything that I want to be juicy is just like savory stuff." And I was like, "Okay, well,
that makes sense for savory stuff."
Yeah, but not like a
fruit.
cheese cracker. I don't want my cheese cracker to be juicy. You know?
I don't want my cheesecake to be wet.
Yeah, like leaking moisture. I don't think so. You know, no, thank you.
No wet cakes.
Okay, I have more. I'm gonna keep going because I'm having the time of my life here.
You're going like this is what we want to see.
Okay, so
most of us who are listening to this are probably in the U.S. and we're like, yeah, Paul, we don't want to see your Hershey all-time greats snack size. We don't care. We want to see the other fun stuff.
I have two things that are similar. I've never seen this before in Japan. This is really new to me. And maybe I should save this till the end because I think that it's going to be more like impactful.
Is it going to? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more impactful. So let's skip to this. This is called Black Thunder. And
it's
this is like
a bad term to name
it
anything. It's like the BBC, you know?
It is. Yes, Paul. That you're very right. This one, Big Black Thunder. Sorry, now.
I almost spit out my drink.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh God, that was bad. Oh, I almost got whiskey all over my mic. Oh my God.
Sorry. Black Thunder. Black Thunder is what I'm.
Yeah, Big Black Thunder. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm crying.
This is like it's like a cookie bar. I would describe it as a cookie bar, and inside there's like a chocolatey cookie interior with chocolate chips, and then it's coated with chocolate on the outside.
So there's multiple of them in that bag?
Yeah, they're all like small individually wrapped. And I would not call it a candy bar. It's more like a sweet cookie bar kind of sensation. Because there's no like
I'm trying to think of like what to compare that to in the US.
I really can't think of anything. There's not a comparison for me. Like
you said, there's a lot of like biscuity kind of cookie stuff in Japan.
This bar does not look at it.
Does it look like Big Black Thunder?
Look at. I don't know if you can really see that. What is that? It doesn't look right though.
It looks like it's trying real hard to be something.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, we're gonna.
Is it good?
It's a cookie bar. Yeah, it's like a chocolate cookie bar.
Like chocolate covered cookie? Chocolate chocolate cookie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much
that's
hands
fair.
down.
That actually sounds good.
Really good. I picked it up because I can't normally find them, and I was surprised that they had them.
So do you think a lot of the sweets out there kind of also taste similar to other sweets? Like that cookie bar, was it kind of similar to like the cat one you just had in texture or flavor at all?
No, I think that they're their own kind of distinct thing.
Okay.
In a lot of cases, I would say that there's less choice of sweets in Japan. Like in America, you have so much of the same stuff.
Yeah.
And you've got like CVS brand of fruit snacks, and then you've got like the Welch's brand of fruit snacks, and it's like the same thing, you know?
And it's all the same. It's all the same. Yeah, off-brand is basically the same out here.
Yeah, like not here. Everyone has their own like little niche thing.
Interesting.
And so like, yeah. So I think that that's pretty, like the Black Thunder bars is. I have never had anything like it anywhere else in Japan.
Oh,
Let's just put it like that.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was, I'm sorry, that was amazing.
When you put it in your mouth, it's really a sensation.
Yeah, it melts in your mouth. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot going on. Okay,
Yeah.
and just to follow that up, I also have Choco Balls.
What did you buy?
This is it's just Choco Balls. That's what
Choco
it's called.
balls to go with the Black Thunder.
Chocobaru.
This is becoming a degenerate podcast.
It's yeah, I mean I'm not in disagreement with you here. I picked these up because I've literally never seen this before ever. I have no idea what it is.
To what are they in the US? The ones that have like the wafer in the middle. It's like the chocolate ball that has the wafer in the middle. That's Whoppers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's what I was wondering. And they come in these just like little triangle pouches.
So much like really looking at it, it's a lot of packaging.
Oh yeah.
That like,
Welcome to Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what Japan is. And if you open this little package, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 balls.
That's quite a stop. Don't look at the camera like that. That's actually a pretty good amount. That to me would be like a perfect little treat.
Yeah.
Versus if I opened up like a pack of like the Whoppers, it's the whole. It's like technically
much.
It's one serving, but I'm like
Yeah.
it's like 30 of those things or 40 of them.
Yeah. I agree.
I want to see I want to see if it's a Whopper inside.
So yeah, so it's pretty small. It's smaller than a Whopper, and
It sounded crunchy. It had a crunch to it. What is it?
It's a peanut inside.
Oh, let's just chocolate covered peanut.
Yeah,
That's so misleading.
that is misleading.
Like that's not, could you imagine if you I don't know. Maybe if you were in Japan you probably could read the label and understand that it's
Yeah.
peanuts inside, right? You're like deathly allergic.
Oh, it says peanut right on the front, and I just
Oh,
didn't read it.
You just ignored it. You're like, yeah, Whoppers.
Yeah, it says peanutsu, and there is clearly an image of a peanut.
Okay,
I just
perfect.
didn't. I thought it was a Whopper. I really did.
At least it wasn't misleading, and they're just like, yeah, just enjoy it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. You don't have to know what's inside.
They're good, and I would say that this was like the perfect snack size, like for
Yeah.
anyone that wants just like a little sweet treat or something.
No, I can appreciate that. I can appreciate the little snack side approach. It just sucks that everything is like in those individual packs, but it's kind of the only solution if you don't want to have like a whole pack of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I have 2 more things to show you. Second to last thing before we get to this item, which I'm truly
To the big one.
begoozled by, which is first, I have these. They're corn chips. And this is, I picked these up because they're the only savory snack that I could find. They do savory Halloween themed things here.
Which is cool. If you
Yeah.
gave someone something savory here in the States, they'd probably
you'd
be
be
upset.
laughed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'd
you'd
be
be
like,
laughed out of the building.
Yeah, you would get your house toilet paper that night.
Yeah.
Legit. If you gave somebody an apple, like, yo,
Yeah.
here's a fresh apple, kid. They're coming back and they're going to toilet paper your house.
Oh, and this one, it seems as though it's a whole...
It's one.
I think if I open this, it's like a party, more of a party item.
Either that or maybe because, like, do you think they have individual, like, bags of chips out there in a big bag? I don't know if they do.
I don't know. I don't think that they do.
Usually, like, chips or crisps are all just... Oh, are those... Oh, I
Yeah.
almost thought they were the bugles that you can put your finger on, you know, and then...
Yeah. They kind
they
of are, but they're not. They're the bugles. Bugles have more room for your fingies.
That's
okay,
fair.
wait. I got one on my finger.
You got one on?
I got
wonder
one
if it's
on.
like if it's like a bugle knockoff.
I think it might be. Let me try.
It sounds like a bugle.
Yep. Sounds
It
like
is.
a bugle. Tastes like
Yeah.
a bugle.
Tastes like a bugle? Yeah.
Yep.
That's fair. But those are delicious, so, you know. But I don't think... Just imagine, like, dumping that whole thing in some kid's bag. Be like, here you go, kids, and just dump, like, a small
Yeah.
portion.
I think honestly, I think it's more of just like a house item. Oh my god, there is a picture on it with indicating what you can do with these.
Oh
It
my
says that
God.
you can put them on your fingers, and you can, if you just like dip the tips of them in chocolate, they look like fingernails. That's
I
like
think that would actually be good, because it's probably salty, right?
Yeah, so I think it's like a little activity for a kid more than anything. There's also
not only that, but in your
a mask
case, it's
on the
probably
back.
oh my god, masks. It's probably a nice like palate cleanser for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
From going through all the sweets.
Nice and salty, nice and salty. But that brings us to our last items. These, I've never seen them before in Japan. I really think that they took off because this was like such a thing on TikTok in 2021. Do you remember on TikTok? Well, do you remember like the shorts where people would put stuff in the freezer and then squeeze it out of like a water bottle and it would like
I briefly
emerge?
remember that weird TikTok
So
thing.
we have a couple of items that give me similar vibes.
Okay.
The
But they're not
first
frozen.
one, they're not frozen. The first one is not Halloween themed at all. I was just shocked when I saw it. It's definitely Korean. I cannot read the packaging. I
Okay.
don't know what it says, but it seems to be a honey lemon squeezy like pouch of.
It almost sounds like, for those of you who have had it, it sounds like, oh, I don't know what that is. I was gonna say, like the way you're describing it almost sounded like Mexican style candy, where it was like the citrusy kind of like chili, and it comes in a little tube and you squeeze it out.
Yeah.
We had those in Mexico recently, and they're so good.
Really good. Yeah, okay, so these are, I don't know, I was intrigued because on the package, there's a picture of a bear just sucking this tube dry, and it really disturbed me, and I wanted to try it. So, I don't really know how to eat this, but we're gonna make an effort here today. Okay.
That looks like a lot of effort.
I cut it open.
Is it liquid or is it jelly?
Look at. Do you see it emerging? I don't know.
Yeah,
if you
that's
can see it
that's
emerging.
weird.
Look
yeah,
at
that's,
it.
That's weird.
Look at it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh
Oh god.
Okay.
All right, go for it. All right, this is going on OnlyFans.
Oh. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh
What
god.
is it just sour?
This
What
is
is it?
straight corn syrup with
Oh,
lemon
no.
flavoring in it.
No, that's not
Oh.
okay.
I hate that. I hate everything that is and that stands for.
Oh, I'm so glad we did this episode. Just watching
Oh.
like Emily torture herself.
Oh god. Yeah, that's not it. I don't like that. I don't want to do that again.
Are
Well-
you sure? You just do shots of it. Just hand that out to your
Dude,
friends.
I'm gonna
The
keep
next time
them.
Everybody,
I'm gonna keep
when
them
they
as a
come over,
punishment. So we're
Yes.
gonna play. Next time you come, Paul, we're gonna play a game.
Those better
Loser
not be
has
there
to down.
when I.
Loser
yeah.
has to down one whole thing of that.
Oh my god.
That
one
was
shot?
deeply
We're gonna one-shot
unpleasant.
it? Oh
Yeah,
Jesus.
that was
Okay.
deeply unpleasant. Okay, but this brings me to the worst one.
The worst
is-
one.
A similar thing. This is it seems to be like a little jelly pouch that once again you suck dry, you know. Sorry, I'll stop using this
Can't
provocative
take you
language.
anywhere.
The reason that I'm disturbed by it is because it's made out of konnyaku. Do you know konjac
Like-
jelly?
Oh no, I was thinking like, why are they selling cognac to kids? I was thinking of like the alcohol. I was like, what's going on over there, guys?
No, it's made out of konjac jelly. Konjac jelly is a health food in Japan. It's like a diet food, and because it's
Okay.
very, very low calorie, but it fills up a lot of space in your stomach. And
Okay.
it's just this jelly. It's made out of like a starch from a plant, and it is
Okay.
very tasteless. I hate it. I hate the texture. I think it's absolutely disgusting.
So is it close to like a tapioca starch, or is it
kind of,
like?
yeah.
Okay.
It's like if you were to pick it up with your fingers like this and like wiggle it, it would like flop in a very unseemly manner.
And
like
not
it-
fall apart.
No, and not fall apart. It's strong.
That's weird. That's weird
yeah.
to me. Okay.
Yeah. So I have.
So they're
there's
selling
like
diet food to kids.
there's like 12 of these little packages.
Well, the package is
and
cute. It has a little witch
The
on it,
package is super cute, and it
Okay.
just tells you to tear off the top, and then you just
and then suck it dry.
look at it.
Come on, round
look
two. It looks
Look
like
at it.
almost
Look at
looks
it
the same-
emerge.
Yeah, it almost looks the same as the other one, but
Oh, God.
but like more firm.
This one.
God, people who are just listening to this podcast versus like actually seeing, God, it looks like it's more firm than the other one.
It is wiggling and jiggling in a very unhealthy manner. Oh,
yeah,
it needs
welcome
to go see a
welcome to
doctor.
people talking about food. This is
Okay,
literally
this
what
is
it is.
this is grape flavor, and I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay, grape flavor firm jelly, the whole thing, one shot. You look like you're enjoying that way more than the lemon one. Don't spit it out. It's your floor. Actually, spit it out. Spit it out if you want to. I'm not cleaning it up. So.
Oh, you've got to chew it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So it just keeps going on. It just keeps lingering in that beautiful essence of grape jelly.
Oh, I feel like I'm choking on it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just saying what's really happening to me. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Wow. I would say that the flavor is okay. The texture is not right. You have to like chew on it. It's not like Jell-O. When you eat like a spoonful of Jell-O, you can kind of just like
go, it like dissolves.
Kind of just melts. Kind of like mashes in your mouth. You got to chew this. And then it sort of slithers down your throat and it lingers there. I don't like that.
So it's a choking hazard for children. Got it.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Did you know that some of the highest, like for old people, one of the #1 ways to die in Japan is by choking on mochi because it's so thick and lugubrious that it sticks in your throat.
I'm a mochi enjoyer. Now I'm terrified.
Yeah, you could die from mochi.
Chew it like 400 times chewing on mochi.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, that was so much candy. I'm so glad you experienced that. I'm going to enjoy an Almond Joy. You know,
now you get to sit there in luxury with your $20 pack of candy.
I don't even want it. I'm going to hand this out to children. I'm like, it's so sad. There's nothing exciting, you know, like none of the fun stuff. So it's like, I'll have that for the kids. I'll maybe have a Twizzlers or something.
Everything I could get for the cost, I think, is so much more fun and worth it than your sad little sack of candy. Yeah.
Right. You got a way better deal. Yeah. So I think I would much rather, even though you had some weird stuff towards the end there, it was way more adventurous, right?
Yeah.
As a kid, I'd probably still eat it just because I'm like, I'm going to eat all of this, right?
Right.
Versus maybe just having the same candy year over year. But I don't know, to each their own. I think you had a lot more fun than like I just had a big bag of candy. You know, I'm like,
boring.
This is lame. Boring. Yeah. Speaking of not boring, I think everybody should check out our Patreon in the links down below. Look at that segue. Oh my God, so
that
good
was
at this.
Such a good segue.
Yeah. If you guys want to support this channel, check out the Patreon down below. We have all the links there. We have episode 0 for those of you just joining us, which is the first like concept episode. You'll be able to see that. Plus, hopefully, any behind the scenes stuff along with all the social medias we need. You can follow me on my personal channel and follow Emily as well. She has a book coming out, so get ready like for that. That's going to be super fun. Emily, is there anything else you wanted to add before we kind of sign off for this Halloween special?
Well, happy Halloween, even though Halloween has already passed and we're basically just riding the wave of Halloween's past. But no, I think that's all. Check out our stuff and we'll see you guys later.
Awesome. Take care, guys.
Okay.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.